Good evening, podcast world, and those folks out there on Facebook. Welcome to another episode of Things My Mother Never Told Me. Tanya, say hey.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, we got another one. I guess I know some of y'all looking at me like, what is this boy doing sitting up here?
I know, looking all dapper.
Ty, we about to read your bio, and then we're gonna jump into this thing.
All right.
All right, we have Tyrone, the Godfather Bradley. Born in Detroit, Michigan, Tyrone Edward Braley has always had an ear for music. As a child, he was asked to join a singing group, the Soul Blenders, and he'll tell us about that in a few minutes. He's a graduate of Detroit Public Schools. His career as one of Detroit's premier disc jockeys began with a simple record collection and a turntable. Tyrone began playing records, vinyl, on Detroit's party scene in the disco at the late in the late of the late in the air disco era of the late 70s. Excuse me. And let's see where he goes. He was at the High Chaparral, located on the east side of Detroit, was the place to be on Thursday and Sunday nights. He started commentating on the fashion shows at the club, and the owner, Mr. Ben Cosby, told him that he was going to be the disc jockey and the commentator slash MC. Record promoters and club owners citywide would come to the club just to check out the man soon to be known as the Godfather. The title, The Godfather, a term of endearment, has been bestowed upon him because of his willingness to help and assist anyone in the industry. All right, Mr. Tyrone. More confident in his spinning skills, he ventured out and landed a job at the little club on East Jefferson at Van Dyke called The Lady, which was the hottest club in the city. Tyrone joined joined the record pool so that he could have all genres of music, not just the music at the local clubs. In 1980, Tyrone became the director of the United Dance Music Association record pool, and it went to a different level. He went to conferences all over the country, letting any and everyone know that the UDMA record pool was a force to reckon with, which is still under his direction. The UDMA record pool is to this day recognized as one of the premier record pools in the country. Tyrone appeared on a radio show on Fridays at 5 at Mix 92.3 in 1999. The show grew from once a week to every day for 5 years. It was his controversial style of mixing R&B with popular music that helped the station to become number one overall in the market, which had never happened to an adult contemporary station. Tyrone has had the pleasure of being the spokesperson, also a DJ for Miller Genuine Draft, which allowed travels internationally to England, Australia, and Japan. The Godfather has also had the opportunity to provide the afterglow music for the Freedom Hill Amphitheater, which has a different audience each night. His unlimited music collection and his belief that music has no color and should have no boundaries has landed him in some very unique places and afforded him some very pleasant opportunities. His motto, I'm motivated with a passion and desire to see people have a great time. That's what I that's why I do what I do, says Tyrone. All right, let's get rolling with Tyrone.
All right, what's up, man? How you doing?
Welcome.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm doing mighty fine. How y'all feeling?
Hey, you know I'm feeling mighty fine as well.
Hey, I'm alive. I'm great.
All right.
All right, so let's jump on in this. So now I want you, because we just talked chit chat about it for just a second before we got on the air. You sang with a little group called the Soul Blenders back in the day.
Yes.
Just give us a little bit about that before we roll on.
But back in the day, everybody, coming up in my time, everybody had a little singing group. And we would go to stand on the corners and sing. And our little group had got really, 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 really kind of good, and so we end up doing a little residency with a guy named Ernie Durham at the 20 Grand in the Gold Room.
All right.
And there we was like simply, she got that beeper button ready. It was the stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's what it was. You had a group and it depended on how good the group would get. And what was amazing about that group is I sang bass in that group.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
How old were you?
Oh, I guess we might have been about 14, 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah, because I know that, and I'll say this before we move on. Anybody who's been involved in Detroit music scene, especially Detroit music scene for any length of time, know Tyrone. if not personally, if not been to one of his party by reputation. So let's get that out the way. Uh, so you started playing records in the late 70s. And I know before I even go there, you just celebrated the anniversary, right? What was that?
43 years.
43 years in the business. Man, get out of here. That's a long time.
It is.
So you started spinning records on the scene, and tell us how that progressed.
Okay, but let me tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Is that I'm gonna try to give you the short story. What happened? We were going to a club called the Blue Chateau.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Blue Chateau closed. They closed in 1978.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was me and my partner named Capers, we decided we was gonna take them because they had a hell of a Sunday night party. We were gonna take that party and go someplace else, but since they were going to be closed, they didn't know how long they were going to, because they was remodeling it.
Right.
So what it is that we went and I talked to Ben over at the High Chaparral, and he said, well, y'all can come on over here. And in 1978, we was giving them $125 a night on a Sunday night, and for the first month, nobody came. Absolutely nobody. The doors didn't even open. We were like, something got to be wrong with this, But anyway, doing that, I'd hired a guy named Demetrius England. He's still around today. He called himself DJ Underground.
Okay.
So what happened was we started and the people started to come. It was absolutely phenomenal. We was in a situation where, a lot of people go and they check hats and coats.
Right.
But we had a lot of hood friends. We was checking guns. I mean, it costs you $3 to check your gun, for real.
Right,
really? I never heard of that before.
Yeah, so we was having a lot of fun. Anybody was coming up in there. So I mean that's how it started. So Demetrius, I only had the party on a Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, everybody kept saying, man, why don't you do another night? Why don't you do another night? And then of course, Ben was saying, why don't you do another night? So then I said, well, I'm gonna do it. And they said, well, why don't you do the music? What? You gotta be kidding. I don't want to do no music because I call myself something like a pimp. I don't want to be doing no music. But anyway, they convinced me to do it. I went, and that's why I'm telling, this is what the main thing I want to say in this segment right here.
Right.
Is that I stand on the shoulders of a lot of people.
Right.
When they started talking that to me, I went to a guy named Dale Willis.
Mm-hmm.
And Dale Willis was a popular DJ with the Duncan Sounds.
Right.
And I asked Dale, I said, Dale, DW, I called him DW. Do you think that I could play music? He said, Tyrone, you gotta want to. Then I go out to a thing called the Red Cherry.
Yes.
White boy named Don Oaks. And I asked him the same thing. He said, well, you gotta really want to. Okay. So that was cool. And that's how all that started. Because like I said, I was still fascinated with seeing people have a good time.
Yeah.
That's how that whole thing got into play.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that was the first place that you started playing at.
Oh, the High Chaparral.
High Chaparral.
The one and only.
Right, yeah. I went to school with his daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We forgot to ask what school you went to.
Southeastern.
Southeastern. Okay.
Yeah. The one and only Southeastern.
The one and only.
We give y'all some props.
But let me tell you a story. How I got to Southeastern, living in a district where Eastern High School, which was on the boulevard.
Right.
Now, what had happened is that they built a new Eastern. Martin Luther King messed around and got killed.
Yeah.
King and Kettering flipped for the name. Eastern, I should say Eastern, New Eastern and Kettering flipped for the name Martin Luther King Sr., Jr., and King won.
Right.
That's how that happened. So okay. I got in trouble at King, and they tried to put me out of school for good. Then my mama go in there, she works some deal, and they say, well, you can either go to Northeastern or you can go to Southeastern. And so I chose Southeastern.
Okay.
Whatever. I was in Northeast.
Well, because we had fights with the people in Northeastern all the
Right.
time.
All the time. Right. Yeah, you didn't want to go over there.
No.
Not by yourself anyway.
Yeah, I know they were, bro.
Okay. So you did your deal at Ben's, and how long did you say you were at Ben's?
I was at Ben's probably for about 2 years. I was at Ben's for over 3 years.
Okay.
Because I was at Ben's when they opened up the UBQ.
Right.
A lot of people don't know, because I hear them say that crazy stuff all the time. The Blue Chateau and the UBQ is the same joint.
Right.
Mhm.
That's right.
They just remodeled it.
Yeah.
Well, I know y'all know because y'all lived over there.
Yeah,
They
we,
remodeled,
yeah.
it got stuffy.
Right. It got real stuffy. So they were coming to me, Tony, which was the owner, and a guy named Record Spinning Ben,
Mhm.
coming to me over at Ben's, talking about, when we open up the club, we want you to come. We want you to come. I say, no, I think we can hold our own. And Ben said, yeah, I think we can hold our own too. So when they opened up the Blue Chateau, no, the UBQ, we stayed at Ben's. Now what people would do, they would go over to the UBQ, because it was new. And then when they wanted to get fed right, they had to come to Ben's.
Okay. Yeah. Because UBQs tried to mess the game up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you go from Ben's to a whole nother situation over there on Van Dyke.
Totally different situation.
Yeah.
But see, but now here's what you have to understand though. I was always hanging.
Mm-hmm.
I was like really, really popular just as a person on the street. Not no DJ, none of that.
Okay.
So because I had some dancing skills. I still got them. Don't
Yes, you do.
And so what it is, when I would go everywhere. When we were at the Blue Chateau, Tony gave us a Friday night. That's when it started to fade off. His Friday nights, he gave us a Friday night. We put a group of people together. We called it Black Gold Production. Celestine Davis, Butch Shorter, or Daryl Robinson, the guy who just recently, King Daryl.
Shout out.
Yeah.
We put this together, and we had a party at the Blue Chateau.
Okay.
Well, nobody had ever had a party at the Blue Chateau except for the Blue Chateau.
Right.
Let me regress for a minute, so everybody understand. In your radio land, your podcast land, the Blue Chateau came from a place. It was only a hall for bowling, where they had bowling parties. It wasn't originally no club.
Right.
It's just whenever that season would end,
At Harper Red.
they would have a party right there in the Blue Chateau.
Right.
It wasn't even called the Blue Chateau then. It was called Harper Red.
Harper Red.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the bowling alley kept that name.
Yes.
Yeah. And the two brothers decided they was gonna split up who was gonna do what.
Tony and George.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a whole nother story too. We don't want to talk about that.
Y'all sure was young. That's all.
Well, I was.
What was fascinating about Tony and George, right there on Harper, they daddy had got killed.
Really?
Some black boys killed their mama and daddy right there on Harper, right down the street from the bar.
Wow.
Now you're not about to open up a cold case file, are you?
No.
Everybody was around know what happened, right?
If they still living, they showed.
Right. So how did things go at the Lady? For those who don't know.
Well, let me tell you, the Lady was simply phenomenal. But now, before I got there, it was called My Fair Lady.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's one of the things that inspired Tony to remodel the Blue Chateau. One night, I was coming out of My Fair Lady, and Tony and a guy named Popcorn, they was standing in the line trying to get in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, where y'all going? He said, Tony want to see, Popcorn said, Tony want to see, he want to know why these people at this Blue Chateau, at the Lady, My Fair Lady is still at my joint.
Yeah.
Took him in there, and the Blue Chateau was, those who ever went, it was already laid. It was already the shit.
Yeah.
But when he went in there, he said, I'm going to build the baddest club. Well, Tony, you already got that.
Right.
that's why. But that the lady was the Blue Chateau was supposed to have been closed for 3 months.
Right.
It was closed for over 3 years.
Over 3 years.
Wow.
And in that 3 years, that's when that Tyrone Braley came into existence.
So he messed up.
Right.
Right, because they had did a small remodel before they did the big change to UBQ.
Yes.
I remember they moved the dance floor from one side to the other.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So the lady, My Fair Lady, the lady became it was the place to be in Detroit for a minute.
For a good little while.
Yeah.
You know, for a few years. See, anytime a club can have like 5 years, that's like almost eternity.
Okay.
You know, because normally after 5 years, you need to go in and remodel it and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So when the lady, when the boys brought the building from Bill Lattimore and them,
Mm-hmm.
and took to have the name off, just called it the lady. Well, the action never stopped. People kept coming.
Right.
Anybody who was anybody wanted to be there. You know, they had the baddest happy hour in the world, school teachers, doctors, and all of that old mess. You know, that's when I started looking at teachers and doctors differently, because I'm sitting there, I'm playing music, and I hear all this noise, and the teachers, they down there fighting over chairs.
Yeah, well, you know.
But I ain't gonna put nobody's business out there like that.
Yeah, don't say no names now.
Don't say no name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but those who know.
Right.
Right. So you did the lady, and which point there?
I'm looking at
Oh, the record pool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about the record pool for a second. Then we're gonna talk about
What is a record pool for one?
A record pool is where the DJs come and they get their music. And the record pool, like back in the late 70s and all that, it was real important because you would have record promoters, but it was easier for them as opposed to them trying to go to each club. It was easier for them to bring all the music to one central location, and then I get it out to the DJs.
Okay, right.
You know, and so what it is that a guy named Nick Sinacore had the record pool, and then he messed around. I don't even know what happened to him, but then Michael T got the record pool. Michael T was a black dude. Nick Sinacore with that name, you know he wasn't.
Right.
So then I messed around and I bought the record pool from Michael T.
Okay.
The record pool was cool, but it wasn't really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was two other record pools in the city, Midwest record pool, and then a record pool called Dance Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these was all white people owned them.
Okay.
You know, so now you had where all the now I'm not gonna say the black people was coming, but where you had our record pool, that they didn't respect it until I got it and we was off and rolling then.
Right, when you became the director, huh?
Yeah.
All right. And you still the director today.
Yes.
How about that?
The record pool is a lot smaller today, and it's all digital. I have like 30 young guys that want to learn the business, but the business, like the way I did it, it'll never happen again. I mean, you had people that hit a good lick. You had a Charles Hicks, you had a Ray O'Shea, you know, those people that was back in the day,
right?
They hit a good lick. You would never ever get nobody to hit it like that again.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they were those guys were holding down all the clubs, right?
Yeah, they was in a lot of clubs, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So now, and I wanted to ask you, but I'm trying to avoid jumping around too much, but so the record scene now for DJs is mostly a digital deal, and how do you see that? Is that well? I guess it's you don't have to carry crates around no more, but how do you see that affecting the game?
Well, it affected the game. It affected the game in a horrible way. And when, let's say that you in a record pool, you would come pick up your records. You might get let's say 20 to 25 records. Now with the digital download, I'm giving 300 a week. There is absolutely no way that you can go through those MP3s and pick out the best records.
Right.
When you only had the 25 records, you had to deal with of course the top records that were being played on the radio. You dealt with those, And then if you were a good DJ, then the records that you had a good feeling about, well, you can put them in. Now you doing like that. So the DJs, the whole game, it got softer because everybody now is just listening to the radio and trying to see what Gary and them put in the mix and all of that. Not understanding, but they might put some records in the mix, Gary and Fingers and Kim, they might put some records in the mix, but if you try to play them at your party, you get your butt whooped.
Right.
You know, because a lot of them are what they call radio records. And now it's going to get nasty right here, because a lot of them records, they are being told what to play.
Right.
You know, and they're being told by somebody who's getting paid.
Yes.
From that record label.
Right.
Well, I can't play this, play it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, totally different thing.
Yeah.
When you're out there on your own, you ain't forced to do anything with what your crowd need.
But what you're trying to do as a DJ, you trying to develop your own identity. You know, who is Tyrone Braley behind these turntables? Well, you can go here and you got this trust where, you know, like when the clubs were open, I'm in a situation, if I get finished, if I play a record, I play the record to the end, right? The people stand on the dance floor and just wait for the next one.
Yeah.
That's when you trust the DJ.
Right. Right.
You know, as opposed to some of them, when the DJ put the next record on, they go get their coat and they take their ass home.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because he done showed them that that's what they need to do. Right. So you did you know, those clubs we talked about, and you also were contracted to do some other work, right?
Oh, absolutely. You know, but the clubs, you cannot name a club that was a popular club that I didn't do. Now, like on the bio, there was two guys that started with me, Felton Howard and Dwayne Montgomery.
Right.
These boys could play records. You know, they just didn't get lucky like I got and pursued it like I pursued it.
Okay.
Now, Dwayne, he passed some years back, but Felton's still running around here.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Because maybe I have to think about it, but I know Felton's. Yeah. So you, like I said, you did, because I know you did. We talked about before, you know, all the joints you was doing, all the places that folks was, all the hot spots, Trouble Disco.
Right. All that. If you name one, Henry's Palace, if you name one, I did that. You know, I was doing Henry Palace. Me and Felton was doing Henry Palace with Tiger Dan.
Okay.
You know, and then we messed around and Henry tried to put Tiger Dan out, but we wasn't going for that.
Right.
You know, so then we started playing down at LO's, Lafayette Orleans. Well, Tiger Dan had a night down there. So them go in, work a deal. We do LO's, and we did LO's till it closed.
What's LO?
Lafayette Orleans.
Lafayette Orleans.
Down there in Lafayette, New Orleans.
Oh, okay, man. So was Foodie under you too?
No, Foodie was always on the radio.
Oh,
see,
okay.
It's a difference in a radio DJ and a club DJ. What you want to be is the club DJ. No, I'm not saying nothing bad about a radio DJ. Tiger Dan had got lucky. Tiger Dan was a radio DJ and a club DJ.
Okay.
And for a long spell, Foodie did a lot of things in the club, you know, and then I hooked up with him, and of course his shit got better.
Right.
So Godfather.
Yes.
When you in the record pool, do you get paid more?
Yes, you know, because there's incentives. Because I can get you jobs you can't get on your own.
Okay.
Because a record label or somebody will call me, Tyrone, I need a DJ for so and so. You got a DJ? Okay, yeah. And then I send the DJs to do the job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, I had never asked you that. How did you get how did you get the guys on your roster, if you will?
Mhm.
And I should have known because it was the guys from the record pool.
Yeah.
Right. But the guys from the record pool, here's the thing. In order to be in a record pool back in the day, you were supposed to have been playing in the club.
Okay.
Not that you was playing in your basement.
Okay.
Because they wanted all them records to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you would have a lot of situations where a lot of people were mad at me because when they had to fill out an application. But if that application didn't have no club on it, I couldn't let you in the record pool.
Right. Okay.
Ah.
Okay.
It's a method to the madness, I see.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to be because folks may not know it, but that was DJing, especially back in the day, was kind of cutthroat business, wasn't it?
It was extremely cutthroat. You know, until you got to a certain level, then you didn't have to worry about that. It's like now, it's still cutthroat right now. There's a lot of DJs that could get into a club. They don't have no business being in that club than the Man in the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
They get a record collection, and they don't went around and seen other DJs DJ. They sit there and write down every record he played the same way, same way, and then they'll go tell somebody, "Well, I'll play the party. I'll play your next party for free."
Yeah, undercut.
But it's undercut to a degree, but you ain't got no skills to play that party.
Right.
So it ain't undercut, it's underskilled.
So that free might be all they worth.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere I done never played, somebody that always came in there, told the owner, "I'll play for free. Just let me play. Your man, all right, but you should see me. You should see me." And every one of them owners say, "I'd close this mother first before I let you play."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There you go. There you go.
I know that's right, Tyrone, because like you said, and that another thing, what are some of the advantages of being in the pool besides, like you said, because they get their identity and their skills and the type of equipment?
A lot of that, they get all the information in the world. You know, you learn the game. You know, you really learn the game. You learn what equipment to buy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you learn what to do. You know, you learn how to use the mic. You know, and when they came in with rap, what it was is all the rap records they was trying to send us was rap records that had dirty versions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and some of them DJs would sit there and try to play them dirty versions for their audience. And I'm saying, would you play that if your mama was here? And some of them said, yeah.
Absolutely.
So I knew we need to get rid of them.
Right. Here's a question for you. Did you ever play at Phelps Cocktail Lounge? Or was that before you?
No. Phelps was never a club. It was an entertainment.
Okay.
It was an entertainment place. All the because it was on the north end.
Mm-hmm.
And all the it was like a Ben's Hot Chaparral at first.
Okay.
Because it only did acts.
Okay.
You go in there and see Billy Paul, all that.
Okay, yeah, somebody asked that question. Mike Duncan. Yeah, Mike Duncan. Well, he didn't ask that. Let me clarify that.
Mark Duncan?
No, it say Mike Duncan.
Okay.
He just LOL. And you know Linda Wicker Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's talking about the LO on Thursday nights, taking her back.
that was that deal.
Yeah. So, because what I wanted to throw out there though, because we talked a lot about you doing the playing in your clubs and the record pool, but I know that you used to play for some of the big wigs around the city.
I played for all of them.
Yeah. If you share just a couple of those for the folks.
I played for all of them. Charles Love, One Way, everybody. I'm trying to think of the police name. I played for all of them. I eventually played for every one of them who had big parties.
Okay.
I ended up playing for all of them.
Yeah. Because
that's how my reputation they got.
Right.
I mean, I ain't bragging.
That's right, Godfather. Look, you the Godfather. You can do it. You can back it up. So yeah, you can do it.
Right. And so I know that before the pandemic hit, you were doing your thing, your Sunday night, and you might want to go ahead and promote that, your Sunday night hookup.
Oh yeah, but what I did a 10-year run at a joint called Firewater.
Mm-hmm.
And at Firewater, we revolutionized the game. You know, at Firewater, we was doing Sunday nights for mature adults, and then I started a Tuesday afternoon thing, which became the phenomenal in the city.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing we was doing was giving them good food and good music.
Ooh, definitely that food was good too.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
it did match.
We don't require much else. That's how we do our thing. And so, you know, just so folks know, I'm gonna get to that. You still doing your thing on the internet now, because that's the way we do business. And I know your Sunday show is like killing it with the numbers.
It's the shit.
Right. And right, that because I know and you did a special on New Year's Eve, and what was the last count that we had out there?
1.6.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They on. I mean,
All right, Godfather.
Right, and that ain't going out there dancing. That's sitting at home checking him out.
Right.
dancing with your mouth, if you will.
Such respect.
I mean, it's pretty cool, you know. But what I did, I managed. Like I said, I stand on a whole lot of people's shoulders.
Yes.
I ain't gonna sit here and try to say I did all this by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I stand on a whole lot of people's shoulders, like with my Sunday night show. With my Sunday night show, I incorporate the listeners.
Mm-hmm.
They my co-hosts.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, they call. I mean, they text me with suggestions and stuff of songs, and look, and we got it going on.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Right.
That's
right.
what I like.
Right. Killing the numbers on Sunday nights.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Mixcloud.
You saw her poking me. You saw that. Let's talk about your international travels.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay.
But let me tell you how it came about.
How it came about.
That's what I want
There
to
you
know.
go.
I'm sitting up in a club that was called River Place.
Oh, I remember that.
Uh-huh.
They had just shut the lady down. Well, they shut the lady down because the lady was doing illegal stuff. They started bringing in them male dancers, and they didn't have license.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling everybody business. I'm getting ready to write a book anyway. I'm sitting there, and so a white guy walked up to me. He said, how would you like to spend for Miller? I said, who the hell is Miller? He said, well, Miller beer. I said, well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's because he said, it ain't no big thing. It's just like on a weekend or something like that. You know, and so anyway, we talked about it, and then we worked it out. Okay, now with the Miller beer thing, I got banners and posters and all of that with me sitting up there holding a beer. I don't drink no damn beer. I don't drink nothing.
Right,
You know?
right.
But so I started doing it in the state first.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they would, this weekend we go to New York, next weekend we go to Florida, you know, this, that, and the other, and, you know, you just playing records. Then they said, well, we're going to do it internationally.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I started going to Australia, Japan, and all that type of stuff.
Okay.
Didn't you have a day job?
Oh, yeah. I worked at listen, but let me tell you,
You don't even want to know about that.
but let me tell you
Go
what
ahead.
it was so cool about the day job. I worked in Force for 31 years. But I was always able to get away to do this.
I see.
Yeah. And see, since you brought that up, because we was like, you really got a job.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Tyrone would be out doing his thing 2-3 o'clock in the morning, supposed to be at work at 5. And what did you do?
I would leave the party, go down to the Clock Restaurant on Jefferson, sit there until it's time to go start up Van Dyke, because I worked on 17 and Mile. Boom, I go there, park there on the fence with my my lights on. When it was time to go in, them white boys was knocking. Come on, let's go, Bradley. And then I had some of my cool friends, a couple of nights they came to get me because I had to go dance in the dance contest. They came up in the plant in mink coats and stuff, them white folks were so scared. Now this is what I'm talking about.
Here we go.
Scared them to death. Come on, man, let's go. And I told the foreman, I forgot to tell you, I gotta go. He said, gone. Okay.
Right. That was in the time. That was a different time than now.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
So now I see why you was able to leave.
Right.
Right. That's a different time than now. Okay, now you asked me how I was gonna do this. Watch this. We're gonna switch just a little bit. Now, things my mother never told me, right? And I know you got a good answer for this one.
But wait a minute, let's not talk about that yet.
Oh, see why?
I got a good answer for that, but now I need to interject something right here.
Okay, go ahead.
See, in Detroit, it's rare that you could go to a regular straight club and they play one kind of music.
Yeah.
This is where the DJ hone his skills. If you can go to the club and you can play different types of music, because there's different types of people that come there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why my cabarets are like they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm not trying to brainwash nobody with one thing. You know, but there was so when I started at the Lady, I started with a guy named John Collins and a girl named Stacy Hale.
Mm-hmm.
They could play music. But they was playing at that time what was known as progressive music.
Mm-hmm.
And where they played that, they were simply the shit. You know, and that was just a big thing. I just wanted John Collins, Stacy Hale,
Mm-hmm.
Eldon Weathers.
Mm-hmm.
These boys could play music.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what I'm saying. So the DJs don't need to get caught up. In my computer, I got over 70,000 songs right now. But it's all Charlie Pride, a whole bunch of stuff, because I was playing, when I was playing at Freedom Hill, each one of them nights created a different situation.
Right.
All right, now tell me about my mama.
Yeah, because you do have to play your music to the audience. I mean, what if you
Well,
got
you should.
Caribbean?
But
Right,
you should. A lot of them don't.
Right.
You got Caribbean people, so you going to play some Caribbean music. You going to
Well,
a
you got
bar
you
mitzvah,
got
you
black
got to
folks
play.
that like
Yeah.
different music.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so the thing about you is it's real simple. Now you done did a whole lot of stuff, and you done been a whole lot of places, and so the idea of the title is, what did you discover? And you ain't got to do but one thing that your mother didn't prepare you for.
She did not prepare me for all the backstabbing.
Okay.
You know, because these Negroes will try to get you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she did not, because my mama, we went to church all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Papa Jones, Reverend London,
Yeah.
Reverend Ike. We went to them kind of churches where you would walk up to the clothesline and take the thing off the clothesline. This was a $5 line, $10 line, $20 line, and you take something off the clothesline. Boom, it was a number.
Right.
On the $5 line, the numbers would come out within 3 weeks. The $10 line, like a little bit sooner than that. $25 line, they supposed to came out in 3 days.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I never heard of such a thing.
Yeah. Well, they was.
Wow.
Yeah. Some of them guys was well, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a good thing. She didn't tell you about that, but I know your mama wasn't playing that kind of stuff though.
But she wasn't at all. That's what I'm saying. And she, you know what she would say, well, baby, you gotta trust somebody. And I said, yeah, mama, I trust you. Because like I said, when my mama died, on the 1st of March, my mama would have been 103. Okay. She died when she was 88. My mama, those who know, she took care of 90% of my business.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody was coming to pay their dues, boom, they would give it to my mama. If they was coming to hire me, they would give all that to my mama. So when my mama died, it was like when Tony died.
Mm-hmm.
You know what my mama wasn't doing, Tony Webster was doing.
Yeah.
I tell you, I stand on the shoulders of a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
All right, mama. Rest is
I'm sorry,
soul.
Brandon, send me that again because it is not coming out what you sent. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, here we go. How did Thursday live broadcast with WGPR start and transform to Soul Night? That's
was
from
the
Mike,
next-
that's from Mike Duncan.
Yeah, that was our next.
Okay, but listen, here's how it wasn't the broadcast that transformed for the Soul Night. What happened is that there was two things. There's a guy named Dean Adams.
Mm-hmm.
When we started, Dean called me one time and said, "Ty, I need you to see something." They opened up a joint down on Woodward, was the State Theater, but it was called Candyland.
Mm-hmm.
Called Candyland with a candy cane all outside and all that. So he said, my man said I can get this. Well, it had been for white people.
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, what we gonna call it? I said, we're gonna call it Soul Night, because when we put it on the flyers, the black people will know that black people can finally come up in there.
Right.
So we had one party. There. Then Kim them formed a group called Merge Productions, Charles Hicks and the boys.
Right.
And so Kim said to me, Tyrone, what do you think we need to call it? Call it Soul Night. And the rest was history.
Okay. Yeah, and I know
But the Soul Night made mad money.
Yes.
It made mad money. And what stopped Soul Night, I can tell y'all because ain't nobody listening but me and you.
That's right.
Soul Night, the last night that I was at a Soul Night, they started shooting.
Yeah.
See, we got greedy. We started letting people in with gym shoes and all that old stuff, and they started shooting in the middle of the street.
Right.
Police cars lined up. These Negroes were shooting over the police cars, trying to shoot at people that were standing in front of Soul Night.
Mm-hmm.
So I told them I ain't never coming back.
Right.
Because this ain't that important to me.
I know that's right. Tricky D.
Oh, Lord.
Says, how has the competition among other record pools been over the last 10 years?
It got real flaky because everybody lost their footing. Those that had some footing, at the point when with the record, see, my record pool was totally unique because you could come there and you could learn so much. You could learn the game. The majority of the DJs in the city of Detroit, that's how they learned how to do computers, because I had a setup in my basement.
Mm-hmm.
So when everybody started trying to go to MP3s, the pool director, he lost control over his hookup.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's why you the Godfather. That's why you the Godfather.
Right. Right. So you, like I said, you running all over the place doing a whole lot of stuff. So let's transition real quick, because you talked about this before we got started that you wanted to talk about. You a Mason.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Well, this is gonna take us a long time. But I guess I need to say this. When I became a Mason, Tony Webster came to me and told me that they needed me. And I said, I don't even know them niggas. And he said, no, seriously, because Tony was running with me. We was doing parties.
Right.
And so when it started, it was cool. But when I wanted to study the script, because there was a lot of knowledgeable men there,
mm-hmm.
when I started studying the script and getting deep into the books, and then I decided, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Because I kept telling Tony, I ain't got no time for that.
Right.
I ain't got no time for that. And probably I'm going to give you the best story that I got, is that we was getting ready to have elections one year, and I was on my way to the temple, and I stopped at the gas station
mm-hmm.
on Harper and Van Dyke. Well, on 94.
No. On was it Rome's or Fisher? One of them streets.
One of them streets.
Yeah, that little side street gas station.
Right. And you was coming out of there.
Yeah.
And I said, you know they having elections? He said, oh yeah, but you know the only person that can be head of the thing is you. I said, well, okay, well then if you believe in that, and you said, well, I don't know if I'm coming, but then you end up showing up because you know why. I mean, I didn't need your vote, but
That's right, Godfather.
no, but what it is that I joined the Masons in 1985, and I kept telling Tony, man, I ain't gonna have no time for this. I ain't gonna have no time for this.
Mm-hmm.
And until the pandemic hit, I had only missed 4 lodge meetings in all them years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And a lot of them 4 that I missed is that I was the buyer for Lifestyle, which was the Masonic store for the brothers in our lodge.
Right. So.
All righty then.
Okay, so now, is that all you want to say about Masons, or are you?
No.
What you want him to say?
No.
What I want to talk about is how you apply yourself.
Yes.
Because then I became the worshipful master. Then within 18 months, I was a sublime prince. In 24, 25 months, something like that, I was the grand deputy.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, and then when I became, I don't know what year it was, but in another little short while, they kept trying to get me to become a 33rd, and we refused that.
Yeah.
But then when we finally became a 33rd, and then I got on the Council of Great Nine, which I sit on there now.
Right.
Ooh. And that's a lifetime position, isn't it?
Yes, but it didn't help me. Being a Mason, it didn't help me a lot, because what you learn how to do is subdue your passions. So when somebody says something crazy to you, you can say, "Usa," and let that go.
Yeah. I'm still working on that part. I'm still working.
And look, and he was there since what? How long you been a Mason?
Before him.
I see that. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Before him. But I was a calm person until he got there.
Yeah, right.
And I picked up some of his bad habits. That's probably what he is.
Don't sound like he had bad habits.
No, they probably left him. They probably left him and fell on me.
Oh, okay.
Look, I didn't have none.
But I'll say this though, just so people know, because back then I used to drink. For those who don't know, and when I started hanging out with you, Tony, Derek, and we started hanging out a lot, that's when I stopped drinking.
Right.
Because it usually you do what your environment leads you to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what the folks was doing, and so that's what I did.
But what changed your attitude? Because every time I got a chance to get on that floor, I would tell them how hellible you was. I said, y'all just don't know it. That boy the shit.
Well, that's the truth, though.
Right.
But it was the truth.
Do I need to be in this?
Absolutely.
I was trying to be in the background. You got another question, Ty? Alan Moss wants to know, who are some of the baddest steppers in Detroit?
Oh yeah, because we feel like you dance too.
Well, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of good steppers in Detroit, and Alan Moss, his street name is Smooth Steve.
Okay.
All right, Smooth Steve.
But there's a lot of good steppers. There's a lot of good steppers in Detroit. And first I'm just gonna be totally honest. We were frowning at the steppers.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people, because ballrooming and bopping is our dance.
Right.
And a lot of them started stepping and they couldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you, once again, me being a Mason and I'm doing my passion, and I realized everybody entitled to do what they want to do, right?
That's right.
So let them go on and do what they do, but let me try to encourage them to be better. Everybody who step in Detroit need to take some journeys to Chicago.
Yeah.
To see how, because they still in their dance.
Right.
To me, you'd want to see how they doing it. Now, let me throw in a little footnote right here. We went to Chicago a couple of years in a row, and they was having, see, they stepping wasn't the name of the dance.
Mm-hmm.
The name of the dance is the Chicago Bop.
Okay.
And so we go to the spot. They having at the Drake Hotel.
Mhm.
They called it the world's largest, but it's just a dance contest.
Mm-hmm.
So you know the people they was gonna be bopping. Of course, we go there with Detroit Bop. We win the contest. So, but we in Chicago, and I know gangsters live in Chicago.
Yeah, a couple of them. So
they like, oh, my man, where you from? Where you from? I said, the South Side. 79th and Racine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Capers had a uncle there that made hats.
Okay.
On 79th and Racine. So we get out of there and everything is cool. The next year we go back, they get to asking that same thing. Butch get mad. You know Butch, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Butch get mad. Nigga, you ain't got no niggas in Chicago can dress like this. You know, we saw us over there. We from the east side of Detroit. I tell the girl I done dance with, go downstairs, start the car. Because we're going to have to get up out of here.
Right.
But I'm just saying, everybody who's want to step, and Mr. Moss should go to Chicago and go and see them old dudes stepping.
Mm-hmm.
The new kids done hijacked the stepping. They want to step like Detroit. Mm-hmm. With all the turns and all that, but that ain't what it's supposed to be about.
Right. Because I know when I first saw it, there wasn't none of that.
All right, Chicago Bop.
Okay, I got two more questions for you. Tricky D wants to know what happened to the BYOB cabarets.
Well, the BYOB cabarets was always against the law.
Yeah.
There is no such thing because liquor is regulated by the state.
Right.
So even back in the day when the police was trying to give us a little leadway, they might come to local 212 or local 876 when it was over on the boulevard. Mm-hmm. And they said, we'll be back in 20 minutes, have all them bottles off the table.
Yeah.
You had to take all them bottles. See, there wasn't no such thing. Ain't no such thing as a BYOB.
Right.
Now, them people over there in Michigan and Larkins, by them being a nicer Columbus, you know, they playing like all that's they liquor. They giving it away.
Yeah. Right. Okay. And somebody else wanted to know what's the best or most memorable show you ever DJ'd at to date?
Ooh. I mean, they all been really kind of cool. But let me tell you what I liked more than anything. And I done played all over the world. I like those Tuesdays at Firewater.
Okay.
Because you didn't know who was coming in there. And my job was just to keep them dancing.
Yeah.
Keep them dancing, drinking, and eating.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And that's what they did.
That's what they did.
And now the Tuesday show, was that the afternoon show or the evening?
The afternoon show.
Afternoon show, right. So there you go.
Wow.
The evening show was my class.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you were doing a whole lot. So
Yeah.
you doing a whole lot. So
how did you get the gig at the Freedom Hill Amphitheater?
Foodie, I got that through Foodie.
Oh, okay.
But now let me tell you this. See, Foodie tried to go in there, and I love Foodie to death. That's my man. Foodie going there as a like a deal.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bring y'all the baddest DJ, and he'll be fine for your people. And then, you know, white boy looking at him like, you sure? you sure? Foodie say, well, Tyrone, I don't know what they want you to play, but I know you can do it.
Uh-huh.
That's when you got faith in somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
So I said, then I start playing, you know, Benny and the Jets and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they like, oh, he gonna work. I did all they kids' weddings and all that, bar mitzvahs and all that.
See, that's what I'm talking about. So that definitely was a plus for you.
Oh, you gotta do play what they want to hear.
That was a plus for you.
Yeah. So what you got coming up? What's next?
Well, you know, let me tell you something. You know, I ended up getting my second shot last week.
Okay.
That's why I couldn't do your show last week.
Right.
I didn't want to. I wanted to be on top of my game like I am right now.
Yes, yes.
Look, I didn't want to be here.
I was up there saying Godfather getting sleepy.
Yeah, right. Right. See, so I wanted to be on top of my game. So that's why I called and told you, you know, but so now that I done got that shot, I literally talked to the governor the other day on the phone. Yeah. And yes. But see, but during the record pool, we had brought Jennifer Holmes to the record pool and all that.
When she came down, she came down and spoke over on Shane at the
record pool thing, me.
Right. What's the name of the place? What was the name of the place?
CNC.
CNC, yeah. She came down, had big old crowd down there for her. Sure did.
You know, and see, so and wait a minute, that's what I told Whitman. I said, well, you know, I'm and she said, well, the one girl that used to work for her, she's still here.
Okay.
And I said, really? So she went out there, brought her in there, she went to hollering, screaming, Tyrone, how you been? You know, that black thing, black love.
That's right.
You know, so I told the governor what it is I want to do. You know, and I can tell you because I know ain't nobody listening but me. You know, and so
and me.
She ain't even
since we got a lot of my friends, let me back up. A lot of my friends that were close friends to me, they died with the COVID.
Yes, sir.
They died dead.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
So now a lot of my friends, my new friends, well, they old too, but they done took the shot. They got both the shots.
Okay.
They itching to go out. So now when the CDC issued the new guidelines the other day, you know, and the governor said that she had to look into what I was saying.
Right.
And so I called a couple of spots to see if they would let us have a party. Now, you know, with the when you take your shots, they give y'all too young for the shots.
Dog, I'm calling them tomorrow to schedule mine. Okay,
they give you the card. They give you a card.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have an event for everybody that took both shots, and they 2 weeks clear. They 2 weeks clear, and you can come to this party. You don't have this card, you can't come to this party.
Okay.
Okay. Now watch this.
That's right. I like that.
Watch this. Who gonna be working at the door?
You and Derek. You and Derek.
See there. But I'm too young to come.
But you getting your shot.
But I'm getting my shot.
He had told me he was gonna get a shot.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right. I already know he had to tell you that, then, because like you said.
Right. But I'll just
that's
say,
probably why he racing to get it done.
Well, but I'll just say that I've met a whole lot of interesting people through Tyrone. A whole lot of influential people and interesting people through Tyrone. So he
I can't argue with that.
He ain't just talking.
But everybody trying to get me. Tyrone, when we gonna have the party? I can't tell you that. Where the party gonna be at? I ain't gonna tell you that neither.
That's right. You'll
know when everybody else know. It's people that call me that they know I don't even like them. Talking about a year later, I'm just calling to check on you. but I heard you was having a party.
Well, look, every time you done went to Big Gretchen and asked for permission out, like you said, and put your play.
She got to work that out because I can see where it could be when the CDC put out what they put out,
mm-hmm.
You know, and that you can come now, but I don't want to have no party where you can't wear no mask. I want you to wear a mask. But see, the CDC put out the new guidelines. If you didn't have both them shots, boom, you can be around people and don't have to have that mask and don't have to have no social distance.
Right. What was the number of people they said could be in the area? Because I didn't read the whole thing.
Well, it depends on the facility.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but right. Yeah, they definitely put that out.
Yeah.
I saw that. I'm like, okay.
All right.
But it changes everything when they said that.
Yeah.
It changes everything. You know, before they were saying that you had to wear a mask. Now they say you don't have to wear no mask. So that capacity will change automatically.
Mm-hmm. Right. As long as you got both shots.
And because it don't make sense. Right. And it don't make sense because if I'm doing a party, anybody who know me, I'm having a big party.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
You know, so I don't want to have no party with no 60 or 70 people. Let's get on the Zoom.
I know that's
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Don't be wasting your skills.
Don't be wasting my time with that.
I know.
So we round the end of our time. The last thing
I'm getting warmed up.
the last thing I want to ask you is, so what do you see happening with the club scene when all this is over?
Well, I see the club's going to be smaller. It's not, never ever do I think that that you'll have like a big club. You know what? Like the size of when yesterday's.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday was a humongous club, unless you can find a way to break it up. But if they lift everything, if everybody go get their shot, it'll be business as usual.
Yeah.
If everybody go get their shot and they wait them 2 weeks, then we could open up another club. Because like Kenny, my old boss from Firewater,
mm-hmm.
well, he's looking for a joint right now.
Okay.
You know.
Right. And that, that's the crazy part. Especially
and they do have a lot of them little small clubs downtown and all over too.
But like some of these folks that run around here want to just do what they want to do. If you just do what you're supposed to do,
you'll be all right.
Exactly.
You'll be all right in due time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's a little too soon, really.
Yeah. Right.
Well, it's definitely too soon, especially when the people didn't have them shots.
Mm-hmm.
But now where the people are getting them shots, because a young lady named Miss Patty had a party the weekend at Burke's. Now, Burke's was one of the places where the COVID broke out last year.
Okay.
But now she didn't get no good turnout for her party, and she had it for free.
Yeah.
See, so they go to show you that the people done wised up. You might think this is a joke, but when somebody that's real close to you mess around and die,
right?
When they saying them 500,000, that ain't no joke.
No, ain't no joke at all.
And now I'm gonna get religious on y'all because we blessed to be here.
Right.
Because we could have been in that number
easily.
Easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
So God seen fit.
He still got work. Still got work for us to do.
Oh, he got work for us. He knew he needed me to do this interview.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And a couple other things.
That's what I'm saying.
And a couple other things. So
I know you're gonna be playing music in the heavenly choir too, but yeah, he got some more stuff for you to do down here.
Got some more stuff.
You got to bless somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, Brandon, when she put me up to blink out if I use any curse words.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You used a few. They wasn't totally aggressive, egregious, and so I'm gonna just check that little box. Most folks already figured that box is gonna be checked because your name gonna be up there.
You did good, Godfather.
Right.
You did good. You did good.
Yeah, you did.
I'm telling you, I'm enjoying you.
I've seen worse.
You got my cheeks hurting.
I'm getting ready. I'm going to write a book. There's no question about it.
Okay.
I mean, because I have a lot of stuff from the time I started this.
Yeah.
And that the people need to know, and the young DJs,
DJs need to know.
Well, I mean, again, how many years? 40 what?
43.
43?
Yes.
That's a long time. And that's again, and not only 43 years, but through different eras of the music game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I ain't even know it was over 40 genres of music. I mean, it's just so much stuff.
When you think, like you said, he started heavy during the disco era.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just look at that to where we are now, that's
right.
That's a whole big.
And
leap.
from vinyl records to downloading.
But what you want to get to is a reality is that I'm not coming down. Like I said, I got them young kids that's in the record pool, but all they want to play is them rap records, and that's cool. I guess that's cool.
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat. But I asked them, is it gonna get you paid?
Is it gonna get you paid?
Is it gonna get you paid? Can you feel comfortable and your mom and them in the joint and you playing them records and they talking crazy like that?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it depends on.
Well, doing one of them Indian and Hindu parties, bar mitzvah, all that stuff. That's money.
Oh, that's money.
That's money.
Right.
That's money. That's when they come and give you a blank check and say, "Can you fill that out for me?"
I know.
Right. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
This is when, like you said, you gotta speak that language like that, Tyrone.
Right.
Cause it ain't for your ears, it's for their ears, son.
Right. And so you got something else for Ty?
No, I just like how he's, like you said, he's motivated with passion and desire to see people have a great time. And I'm all with you on that one.
Right. And,
I am with you.
and one thing for sure, that's what we like to do.
We do.
People need to have a good time. Ty, what you got for the people today that you ain't told them yet or that you want to reiterate?
Well, I mean, nothing really. I think that what we need to do is we need to embrace the situation that we're in. You know, understand that my man got that 1.9 trillion. You know, and y'all, some of y'all gonna get some of that.
Check coming soon.
Yeah,
It's
check
soon
coming.
too.
They said help is on the way.
Yeah.
Help
You know,
is on the way.
and I think that what we need to do is, without going overboard, without becoming fanatics about it, we need to become a little bit more involved in politics.
Yes, sir.
See, we don't need to wait to the last minute to see, because I don't know if y'all seen today that stuff that they passed in Atlanta. In Atlanta, they said that if you standing in line to vote, you can't eat nor drink. Now that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't want to get political on the show.
Well,
but
well, you know, because I mean, since you brought that up, you know, we tell folks all the time that you need to be involved in the process before the process gets too far down the road.
Yes.
Because the reason why the folks in line in Atlanta, because they shut down the polling places in their neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
So you got to get the law, and on top of that, they don't want them to vote like they this year, this past election cycle. They let them vote after they left church on Sunday.
Right.
Can't do that.
Can't do that. That's out.
Yeah. So all the stuff that was getting black folks out to vote, they trying to get rid of it.
And did you know this was a pandemic? How else was they gonna vote?
But they didn't think we was gonna get out and vote because they figured we too lazy. But what we need to realize is that the game, you know, the Republican Party, and I'm gonna say this, they play a real slick game, and we too, well, most of the time we asleep and don't see it. All this stuff they complaining about right now, the Democrats doing. 3 months ago, they said we got the power, we got the votes to do it. We'd be foolish not to do it.
Right. Absolutely.
So don't feel bad that Democrats running stuff down their throat.
Senator,
well, it don't matter.
Voted for that.
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter, but I'm just saying.
But the thing about it is what they need, Damon, what they need to do really, and I'm going to send them a letter, they need to hire me and you as their PR person, because it ain't nowhere in the world at the point, because I'm going to say, if y'all getting a check
from us,
y'all don't believe in what the Democrats did, send that money back.
That's right. That's right.
Send that money back.
Send the money back.
Be true to the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trump said he didn't want them Republicans to send nobody the money but him.
Right.
They send it all to me.
Right. And you remember what he said also is anybody that ain't being nice to me, I ain't sending no federal money to them.
Right.
So Democrats just got to play the game.
Right. And the only thing I'm saying is, as us as black people, you know, we just need to be a little bit more in tune, like you said, with what's going on around us.
Yeah. Right.
So don't nothing surprise us. But while we spending that time being surprised, we could be spending that time on a cure. Let's fix that.
Right.
That's yes.
And the only way we can fix it is, like you said, be aware, be awake while it's going on, not after it's been done.
We got to be educated.
Yeah. All right, Ty, I'm gonna let you go.
Don't let me go.
I'm gonna let you go, but
I ain't supposed to say nothing about my hat.
I'm loving it. I love the whole outfit. I do.
Well, I didn't want to tell her to get all dressed up because I knew you was gonna do that, and I started because I ain't had a suit on over a year.
Really?
Well, no, I'll take that back because I did a little thing at church on New Year's Eve, so I had to wear a suit for that.
But you know, that's why the people saying, Tyrone, they be texting me, you dress up on your show? I dress up when I go DJ.
Yeah, right. And that's what you're doing.
Right.
You the Godfather.
Yeah, right. I mean, you know the thing about it, what people got to realize is that you got to be true to who you are all the
All the
time.
time.
That's
All
right.
the time.
That's your
And
signature.
if your truth ain't hurting nobody, then why you not living your truth?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you.
I love you. I enjoyed you.
All right now.
Go ahead, Godfather.
All right.
Hey,
You wear that name
we gotta
well.
get tickets for Puerto Rico, man.
for who?
For Puerto Rico.
I thought you said for Aretha.
No. For Puerto Rico. We gotta get them tickets.
He full of it. He full of it.
Okay. The sale of pills are at an all-time high.
Woo!
All right, bro.
Can you tell when you're being ignored?
Yeah. Yeah, I do it all the time.
Look,
I
mine,
just
look
don't
at
sing
the
when I
time.
do it.
Look, mine, look at the time.
No,
Are we over?
We are over. Look, thanks for coming on time. Y'all check him out.
Yes,
Whatever
I
he's doing
appreciate
next. And we're gonna keep doing this thing until the wheels fall off of it. Take care.
All right,
Peace.
and thank you.
And this will be available on YouTube, all the podcast sites, Facebook if you want to dig through there and get it. Things my mother never told me. Peace.